Hello guys, welcome back to the YouTube channel again. My name is Krebz, and I promised you guys I was going to do a series on the channel called TalkBack with KrebzLive, where I said I'll visit a studio or different church, look at their setup and then why they chose those setup. So today I want to do that using my own church setup, okay, because free, right? And so we want to do that. Today, our itinerary for today would be the gadgets and the tools we use in our church service every day, okay? And then we talk about a little about audio signals, okay? And then we do education on routing, how we do our routing in our church service, okay? And then we talk about our TalkBack and an IEM system, and then how we record our in-ear systems. And then the last thing will be on recording and multi-tracking, okay? So that is what we will do today. Probably the number 5 or the last video will be a separate video, okay, after I've done this, okay? And it will be a little done by us, so sorry for that. Now, the gadgets we use in our church service are not quite much, but probably they might be costly in a way. Okay, so we use the X32 Stage Box, which is connected to the X32 mixer board by Ethernet cable. We use the Martin Audio 18-inch, which are our sub. We use the PV full range speakers. We use the eLive monitors. We use Habinger V2315 monitors. We use the CA90 power amp, which is for our sub. We use the X Boom, which is for our monitors. And we use the Behringer EuroLive B1120 DSP for our stage, and then our wedges, and then for the monitor for the band, okay? And then we have the PVA C6 2000, which is the amp for the PVA full range speakers. We use the mod X88 keys weighted for our main keys. We use the KrebzLive SP2X88 with M Audio MIDI keyboard for our aux. We use the Crate combo for guitars and then our keyboards. We use the PVA TNT 115 bass combo. We use the Phoenix Pro PTU 4000 microphones, which is 8-in-1 with each channel being separate, okay? And we use the Shure BLX 4KE3, which is our pastor's mic, and then our MC, for pastor and MC. We use the SR40 for extra pastor's mic. Mostly we use that for our visiting pastors, yeah. And I use the Pearl Decade Mapo 6-piece. We use the Behringer HA400 and Behringer MA400, which is our in-ear monitoring system. So that is that. Good. So on a normal Sunday or church service, we handle everything. Mostly Mother does the mixing. I do the tech aspect of everything. Okay. So we do everything by remoting. So we remote the board, or we control the board by remote nature. Okay. Remote nature means we don't have anybody sitting here. It's just us controlling a board from where we are. Okay. So today I'll teach you how we do that, and then we will be out of here. Now, this is a digital mixer board, X32. It has 32 inputs and then 16 outputs, okay? So in the introduction I made, I said we'll talk about audio signals. Audio signals is basically where a sound is going and where a sound is going out, okay? Into your car audio signal, baby a sound if free ba, baby a sound if free konya audio signal. Into input, baby a audio signal echo. Okay, this is a mefa board here and a digital mixer board here. Input be a sound eba, output be a sound echo. If I take this sound card at the same time, we have input 1, input 2, input 3, input 4. That means it has 4 inputs. Into input here sound no, I have seen also sound neba at the crow. The output, actual main output left and right, and then you have insert into main out in the left and right. Into has seen a sound it be free echo. Okay. So I hope that answers that. Input and then output. Input will be a sound, eba, ifriba. Output will be a sound, ifriko. So the X32 has 32 inputs. That means it can have 32 input signals and then it has 16 output signals. Okay, so that is that. In church service, we control the board by using a Wi-Fi router. Okay. So we do that, we control our mixes with our iPads, our tablets, and our phones. We have a full access to the board because we don't have a sound engineer, we take care of everything. And so we do that by using the X32 Mixing Station, which is a third-party app, not designed by the Behringer. So if you go to the Behringer site, you will not find that in there. You need to go to Play Store, App Store, or the MixStation website, and then you can find that. It works both on Android phones, iPhones, Windows machines, Apple machines, or yeah. And so that is that. So I'll teach you that process, and then we move on to the next thing. In doing that, you need a Wi-Fi router. You connect the Wi-Fi router to the back of the mixing console where they have written internet, okay, or Ethernet, okay? And then you come back to setup. When I come back to setup, basically you find it being at global. Then I'll go to network, okay? So it is the IP address set for this mixer board, which is the 192.168.1.2. How do I get access to this IP address? I need to connect my tablet or whatever to the Wi-Fi router. So doing that, our Wi-Fi router's name is KrebzLive, okay? So I'll go to the MixStation app, and then I'll search for the IP address. So you can see you have seen the IP address of the X32 with the X32 name here, our board, that is the name here. Then I click on connect. So I'm getting access to the board using this, okay? And I can also do the same with the MacBook. My Wi-Fi is already connected to the router already. Same way, I'll click on search, and MacBook, they say I should go on trial mode. I'll click on trial, I'll go to connect, and also transferring everything. So right now, I have full access of the board here. So if I come to mains here, I want you to see something, and I'll click on the mains here. If I push these buttons up, you can see it is moving up in real time, right? And if I do this too, it's also affecting it at the same time. Let me check if it is also working on the MacBook. So if I do this, you can see it's moving. And if I put it down, it's also affecting the board in real time. So that's how we do our stuff. We control the board using our phones or our tablet and whatever. So mostly, Ima will handle the front of house. Every mix on the board, Ima will do that with a tablet. Paco will do his mix with his phone. Mike will do his mix with his phone. I'll do the mix with either my MacBook or my phone. Okay, so that is how we do our remote routing in church. And I think it's simple. Great. So we'll come back to our church service. And we use the 32 inputs, all of them on the board. Okay, so there's no single channel that is free. So the drum is from channel 1 to channel 8. The 8 is the my electronic drum. So I use that for the external samples and stuff. The bass is on channel 9, guitar is channel 10. Piano left and right is on stereo. And then our OS keys 1 is also on stereo. Our MIDI keyboard, which is the M audio, is also on stereo. Then our loop is also in the stereo mode. And then the rest, channel 19 to 27 is our BVs. And then our pastor mic is on channel 28. And then the last 4 microphones are our TalkBack microphones. So in let's say a less cost-effective church, you would have to buy a small mixer board, let's say 6 channels or 8 channels. And then you connect the microphones to that. And then you have one output microphone which comes into the input of the stage box or the sneak cord. And then you use that. The best I'm trying to say, a small economical church, you don't need to have these 4 channels because these 4 channels, I can even use 2 of them as my overheads. Okay, but in this case, it will be a channel back on the board. So to eliminate this, you have a small mixer board, whether it's a 6 channel or a 8 channel. Then you connect your microphones to that mixer board. Okay, then that mixer board output, I want to sound free call, right? Like you said, now they are share ABR channel 32. So that means we have 1 channel on the board, but having 4 inputs signals, as I say. So that is that. And then the X32 or in the digital world, you have a luxury of everybody listening to different things at the same time. Drum mix, keyboard, pastor, bass guitar, bass without OT. So I'll get into that. Now, people ask me how we do our TalkBack system. Our TalkBack system is basically not passing through the front of house. Like front of house, our speakers near congregation and I watch church. It's a TalkBack no, and front of house, but a bias I didn't hear. The digital board has a feature on it called stereo bass. Okay, stereo bass and then what sound BR or speakers name. In Timiba channel 1, I mean here we select a kicker. You can see that the stereo bass is activated. So that means the sound is passing through the main left and right. Okay, it's passing through this guy, the main left and right. Okay, if I turn it off, that means it will not pass through this. Okay, but it will be a better masum. So that is that. Into Beba your talkback system now, mic. You see, you can see the stereo bass is off. This stereo bass is off. This stereo bass is off. This stereo bass is off. It's in ears no, a biasum, but in my front of house. Okay. And then why don't we hear BVs in our mix now? You know, I didn't think I want to BVs because in our basses, okay. So I said the board has 16 outputs. Into 16 outputs, you know. Any mumbina a stage monitor and will be near the in-ears. Into 16 outputs, it has 1 to 12 for your basses, and then the 4 will be for effect, reverb, so we don't go there. So in our basses, they are on stereo mode, left and right, because we don't use a lot of speakers in church. We tend to use a lot of things for okay. So we are sound there. So that's what we do. So the drum is on channel 1 and 2, bass on channel 3 and 4, keys is on channel 5 and 6. Only guitar is on mono, which is on channel 7. And then our 8 bars is for the stage, okay. And then 9 and 10 is for mic, and then the rest is for our effect, okay. So our in-ear mix. So I'm selecting in-ear mix that sends here the feed that's going through my in-ear mix, okay. So if I hit this place, you can see all these BVs, they are muted, okay. And you can also see that remotely on the okay. Great. So you can see channel 9 to so 17 to say okay 2022. So you can see in my mix that you can BVs or all these BVs they are off. Back channel 17 to 24. All these BVs they are off. Let me use the tablet so that I can see very well. Great. So you can see on my drums in here, all these BVs they are off. You cannot see them. Okay. Because bass in here so on also to 20 BVs. So you might listen to BVs. Okay, I don't know, probably somebody have touched it or something. Yeah, so mostly that's why you don't hear BVs. And then in our recordings, which I'll come back to that later, all the mixes you have been hearing is for immense mix. Okay, that is why. So into IMA balancing the BVR, that's why you get to listen to that. We'll get back into that. So back to what I was saying. Our talkback doesn't pass through the front of house. So that is how we do that and our in-ear mixes and all that. So that is that for the routing, okay? Now we'll go to the recording. In the digital world, you can record different things at different times, okay? It's a digital board we have the USB recorder, which will record everything that's passing through the stereo bus, which is the left and right, okay? Then I can also do a multi-tracking using my laptop or whatever. And then I can also record my in-ear mix at the same time. So we can have 3 separate recordings with different data, okay? And if I say in-ear mix, you record it BBT. Then at the same time, church service, you record it OBIA through the USB recorder. And then our doors also recording everything inclusive, okay? Into the say your in-ear mix, you record here. You have that as a stereo sound, which is one file, either WAV or MP3. I have say the USB recorder. You have one file, which is stereo or MP3 or stereo sound, whether MP3 or WAV. You record it multi-tracking or your door, so we have individual channels being recorded. Maybe a snare recorded separate, cake separate, so that we can have time to edit some of these things into production. So that is that. Now, in routing for that, okay, I said we use the X32 Stage Box. And Katitena, I say for the snake cord. And snake cord, no, that means if I connect the drums or all the instruments to the snake cord, I snake cord, I share microphone, I share mixer board. If you connect any input to the direct input of the mixer board, that means you are running this on local, okay? You can local, just say or connect device and also connect any instrument. I'm a board directly, okay, without any medium. And snake cord now just extension of the corner and keke. But say mixer board on the Baha, but it's still on the local. Now there's advanced form of the local, which is the stage box. So if you're using a stage box, that means I've moved from the local network to, let's say, a wide area network or something like that. So which is passing through the Ethernet cable. That is why I'll show you how our routing is on AES50, which is the B, and the AES50A. And the stage box uses the AES50A or AES50B. Any choice you're using, it is good. It is also there for you to have a luxury of using either 2 mixer boards or using 2 stage boxes at the same time. Okay, so that is that. In the church, because of the X32 stage box, a routing AES50. We are using the B because our A is sport. We had a challenge last year, and I've crashed A, until we are using the B only. That means you cannot use the A. That is why I'm routing A on B. Okay. Now, I'll do the recording for show you guys how to do the multi-tracking. Now, if you want to do a multi-tracking or a recording, one, you need a recording device. A recording device can be either your sound card or a mixer board, okay? A musical audio interface, forget about audio interface or sound card. And then you need your laptop, PC or whatever, and then your DAW, your digital audio workstation. The digital audio workstation can be FL Studio, Cubase, Ableton Live, Mixcraft, FL Studio, and the others, okay? Then the next thing will be your drivers. If you are using a Windows machine, that means you need the driver of the audio interface, whether it's a Presonus, Focusrite, Behringer, whatever. You need to install that driver onto your system so that you can have that compatibility between machine, DAW, any audio interface. It's like I'm using Behringer where they are recording. I want to download the Behringer Euphoria driver onto my machine, but we're a MacBook. It doesn't require me to do that. Everybody straight, so that is that. If you're using the X32, that means you need to download the X32 or the XUSB software, okay, onto your Windows. In this case, I'm using MacBook, and I'm downloading the Shema, everybody straight, Sebi, the Shema, everybody straight, okay. So that is that. Now I'll do that using Logic, okay, and we will see how best it will go. So I'll open to Logic, and open. Yeah. Hurry up, boy. Yes, so I'll go to create, okay. Choose now, do it. And let me choose, let's say 15 tracks. So these are the channels I would want to record. If you take a normal chess service, maybe some record drums and then maybe some record instruments and then maybe record BBs. But then can record the USB driver and so on. And a USB recorder and so I record the BIF board them I will be better. Okay, so in this case I want to record in the drums or the instrument. So let me rename this kick snare, let's say rack tom 1, rack tom 2, let's say rack tom 3. Yeah, rack tom 3, rack tom 3. And let's say floor tom, overhead left, overhead right, let's say bass, keys left, because it's on stereo, keys right, and let's say keys right, and let's say guitars, and then let's say aux left, and then let's say aux right. Okay, so basically I would want to record these things. Let me add loop, okay. Let's say loop, and let me add another one. Let's say loop to the left, and let's say this will be the loop right, loop right. Okay, so I have 16 channels to record out of the 32 input in a FA board. What I'll do is that I'll do the routing. So to already you can have compatibility between your DAW and the mixer board, because we call Logic, that's what we call settings, we call audio. You can see the XUSB is there. That means I'm using the X32 driver. Okay, so I'll come back from that. Now, what I have to do now is I have to route all the channels I've selected here as it is on the board. It is a kick channel 1 and route 2 I say select channel 1, okay? Into maybe select input. Then I go input channel 1. The next one input be channel 2. And here's snare, right? Ractom input channel 3. My hi-hat crank Charlie, I forgot. So let's say channel 4. And let's say channel 5, right? So hi-hat is channel 3. And so let's say I have to rename this. And let's say let me add another channel and go in front let's say here. And let me rename this as, let's say, hats. Okay. It's maybe hats here. This was on channel 1, channel 2. Hats should be on channel 3. Input will be on channel 3. And then let's say Ractom 1. Because, yeah, I say, you know, Tom 1 is on channel 4. So I'll do that. Let me here cost next one, channel 5. And next, channel 6. Yeah, my power cord drums now my own on channel 7, and then overhead. Because I don't have the overheads, mostly I use the power cord in the EMS channel into input. Instead of saying I select it, we select channel 9 and 10 for the overheads. I will pick base, so which is channel 70, channel 31 and channel 32. Okay, into overheads left input I select channel 31. Then overhead right input channel 32. Okay. And then the base is on channel 8, right? Base on channel 9, sorry channel 9. And then the keys, left and keys right, or the piano left and is on channel 11 and 12. So in channel 11, channel 12. And so you get that. So that is how we do. It's another power cord drums now. Power cord drums now I'm watching. And then you see if, audio, and then we see if they are in sync. So I just have to activate the recording arm of these things, and then also activate the monitoring arm as well, so that me who say waves need picky and I say picky. So Paco will play the drum, and then you will see if it is working. So let me unmute the drums. Let me mute the power. Let me mute piano. Let me mute keys. Okay. So you can see. You can see individually all these channels are being picking. So if I record right now, so you can see all these individual channels are just recording. It's because I'm selecting bass into bass then you're recording. But then X we use the driver and also we use USB now. The better recorder board will be recording to this, but here will not be recorded as I say. So that is that. But if you can in here mix no can bet awesome. So that is how we do some of these recordings. Okay. So that is that. Okay. Yeah. Great. So I'll do the next video with how we record our TalkBack system, and then you understand some of these things. I hope this video blesses you and makes you be tech acquainted. Okay, keep subscribing to the channel. We shall meet again. Okay, my name is Krebz. Bye. And the phone is a heat here manager. Phone needs to cool down.